Greetings everyone, this is IT2. Today I have to make a really sad video. One of my oldest viewers, fans, whatever you want to call it, from back in the day, like the original. I know this has got to be an old fan because he's been on my Facebook friends forever, but he's not somebody you guys would know, somebody I've made stories about or talked about. He's never been in the Discord. I don't know if I even talked to the guy, but I think I did. Anyway, he committed suicide a day and a half ago, I guess by now, because when I saw this Facebook post, it's kind of like a suicide note. It was about 23 hours ago that it had been posted. So he was the kind of person who would always post things on Facebook if he had like a personal, like, fight with his wife or whatever, like personal drama going on. He's like really always putting everything out there for everybody to see, even if like most people don't know what's going on. It's like, that kind of person. I was telling my friend at work about this, and he was saying, yeah, some people like need that social interaction, and they have to have an outlet for it, so they just put it out there. Yeah, it's not somebody you guys would recognize. I'm going to put some pictures of him up just to let you know who it was. I'm not going to give out his name. He lived in the kind of Houston, Texas area, but this is him. Here's a picture of him with his dog. There's a picture of him with his first child, I think. And he was always posting about like how beautiful his wife was, and like, I'm not going to give any names, but like, he was getting really emotional about like when they got divorced. I think he might have been suicidal back then. I think I talked to him. I didn't have any message history. He was working as a unloader, I guess, at Walmart at the time. But when he first got divorced, I think he was suicidal back then, almost. I think I might have talked to him about it. There's several people that have been like suicidal that have been fans of mine. It's kind of a theme. There's even a guy recently been on my Discord that has talked about getting a T2 tattoo on the palm of his hand. I think he might have done that. But then he started talking about meth. So you guys gotta like stop it. Get some help. Call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline if you're in this situation where you feel like you gotta end it all. I mean, we're all kind of in a bad situation with the way the world's going. Like, it might be a good idea. Maybe I shouldn't even be saying it's a bad thing. But, like, this is a really young picture, I guess, of him. Anyway, so I've got this whole suicide note, which I'm not going to give you all the details with names and thing. I'll tell you what I think happened, which I'm not 100% on. But yeah, he was the type of person that always posts everything on Facebook, and he had this big falling out with his wife. He had a kid with her, and I don't know if she had like another kid with somebody else later. Let's call him what's a good Timmy. Let's call him Timmy. It's not his real name. Let's say Timmy is not his son, but this is other kid that this woman has. It looks like he was accusing him of some kind of molestation or something, child abuse or something in the bathroom. Maybe he had done this before, or he had like a previous accusation. There is something. So this guy's not completely innocent in this. He may be. He claims to like all these charges are like false. Let's say if there was a news article, he used to be a correctional officer, I guess at a jail or prison or whatever, and he had charges. He may have done some jail time even for like violating the rights of an inmate while incarcerated. So I don't know. I think it said 10 to 15 is what he was looking at. I don't know if that's what he actually served or what happened there. So he had this whole big thing, and the note he left starts out talking about he had an unregistered gun in his truck. Yeah, he blew his brains out. That's how he did it, by the way. I don't know if it was a pistol, shotgun, rifle. He wanted to make it clear that his mom and I guess her husband had nothing to do with the gun, so don't try to charge them for it because it's like a Class C felony, and he knew about that. So he had it in his truck for years in case his life went downhill. So he was kind of planning something suicidal people do, is they have like a backup plan in case things go wrong. They got an exit strategy, basically. And then he says for his mom and this guy, her husband, I understand you guys are pissed off at his ex-wife and the new son that they have because they were accusing him of this sexual molestation, I guess. It doesn't say in the note, but I'm assuming that's what it was. And the thing with the prisoner, I guess that was a sexual thing too, I'm assuming. Like, what else could you do to violate their rights to incarcerate? I don't know. Don't do anything to get y'all in trouble. It's not worth the trouble, and two wrongs don't make a right. He seems really lucid and like he's thinking clearly. Even like most of his spelling and grammar is right. He's not like typing this like a crazy person. He said he would be definitely having crazy thoughts and pissed if his kid went through this, and thanks them for knowing it's all bullshit. Anyone that knows him truly knows it's bogus. So I'm going through another allegation, and his state after him, child support after him for tax reasons, and he owes over $2,000. $2,000 is not a lot of money, and it's not something to kill yourself over. So it's got to be other stuff. If you're just making like $10 to $15 an hour, that's like a couple of months you could save up that much money. I don't know like what kind of bills people have. Maybe it's just the way I budget. But anyway, so he's got a detective after him, and she called him literally on his birthday, and he's saying like, "What am I doing wrong?" Even when he stays home and he just goes to work and comes back home and doesn't do anything, he's still getting in trouble, basically. So he's saying this kid, Timmy, let's call him, is fabricating a story. This is coming from a kid that's threatening to bring a knife to school and kill people, cussing people out in school. He's not going to sit there and take another wrongful allegation. So this kid apparently has been causing trouble at school, and he's trying to get him in trouble for some reason. But then he says, like, if he truly did any of this, why did Timmy want to spend time and hang out with him just a week ago? The story made absolutely no sense whatsoever. Explain to me how someone can do something inappropriate to someone in a public bathroom in a very busy restaurant where people are going in and out of the bathroom constantly. I was waiting at the bathroom entrance for their information when he told me I had to go to the bathroom. Also, to his wife, he told her that if he did something vile, when he told you that story, why didn't you take him to the hospital, police station, and get DNA proof if you thought it was true? He said he damn well knew there wouldn't be any DNA proof because nothing happened, but no. This accusation gets brought back up 2 years later, so this must have been 2 years ago when this happened, due to him acting up in school, and he's trying to make some other new charge up, whichever, I don't even know what that is. So the first thing happened like in a restaurant 2 years ago, and now he's saying he did something else now. He says it's absolutely delusional, made up, makes no sense at all. He's dated many girls with kids and never would have done anything. Also, I have a warrant for my arrest because I forgot about child support court again. That's just kind of irresponsible. You shouldn't forget about that. Thanks to his wife, this will total 4 arrests plus 5 if this BS goes through. Now, here's the kind of sad part. He says, it's like as soon as I got my dream hobby, computer and PC gaming, all of this stuff happens to me. So he probably just got enough money saved up where he could get a good computer and start gaming, trying to get over some of the stuff and just like work and come home, play games, and get your shit together. So he was close to turning his life around, it looks like, which is really sad. Then the rest of the note is pretty much like a last will and testament saying like who his stuff goes to. Like, I want my biological father to have a gaming computer and accessories. Hope my sister can come get it because the wife wouldn't get it to them, the ex-wife, whatever. Here's like the password to the desktop and a notepad on the bottom right with all the information on it. Do not want my personal phone to go to my dad after my mom get the money off Cash App. He's talking about like the reasoning is so my dad can change all my computer information and stuff like Steam and like convert the games over to a Steam account. Like he's really thinking about like my dad needs to play some video games. Like look, he's gonna want these games. Like why is that your main concern? Like his dad's gonna be like gaming really hard. He's gonna have a lot more on his mind than that. Anything else go to the family? Want money to go on Cash App in my truck as a backup vehicle to go to his mom and her husband. He's got a password to his phone here. He's talking about the heads up. My truck's heating core went out, so I had to bypass it by cutting a hose and reconnecting it. So my truck has no heating. It needs a new compression belt and possibly a compression belt tensioner for AC in summer. See, this guy is really thinking and giving people the info that they need. If you're going to kill yourself, like, do everyone a favor and let them know how to fix your truck. All due respect, but I kind of respect him for this. Then he just goes straight into, like, I personally don't really think his ex-wife deserves to get anything due to how poorly she handled the situation. If she would have just told CPS the whole story rather than bits and pieces, not take stuff out of context, heck, got the dang DNA test, I never would have been in this situation. Truthfully, I would have never been in any of this trouble if I'd never met her. It was a good relationship turned into a very toxic mind game. I'm not saying she's a bad person, but before this relationship, I had great credit, no debt, and was getting somewhere. That's what I'm saying. This girl is not very attractive, by the way. She's like got a big forehead, she's covered in freckles, and now she's fat. This is not somebody you should be getting upset about. But he used to say she was so beautiful, like always. Like, it was kind of annoying me. I remember this guy constantly talking about how beautiful his wife is. It even used to have like their Facebook account was like both of their names combined. And it's like really cheesy. This guy was in love with the wrong person. I can care less, he says, what people say on social media about me, but I don't want to go through a wrongful charge and get publicly shamed, humiliated by seeing another mugshot over something I know isn't true again. They can't wrongfully charge someone who isn't alive. You'll have to realize this will make me fail deferred adjudication BS charge, which I nearly beat. I only got deferred because they wanted to milk money from me. It'll cause me to have another charge. This could wind me up in anywhere from 15 to 35 years in prison. No, I won't take parole if I got offered after a certain amount of time. Don't want to stay up my butt for years again. Sorry, but I'm not taking this risk. I'm not restarting my life over a fourth time in my 50s or 60s, especially since I was so close to fixing my life back up. I kind of respect that. If I was in that kind of situation, it might be. I don't know. I mean, you can't really fault somebody for the choices they make. He knows better than I do what he's looking at. Talks about back child support. Wouldn't have even been able to get his driver's license back due to how much he'd owed. This guy really just had a lot of problems. He says, like, sorry for anyone close to me I let down. I just can't do this anymore. 2025 was supposed to be his redemption year. He finished his deferred adjudication and got a good job, but it turned out to be his worst year. Never wanted his life to end like this. And talks about his daughter. Yada. He says he doesn't know where the afterlife is going to lead him, but trust me, I'm not going to hell. So he probably was an atheist like me. Talks about his dog and cat. Or two dogs, whatever it is. And just a bunch of apologies and gaslighting, brainwashing the heck out of his daughter into thinking he's a terrible human being. Karma will get you if you go this route, I promise. I wish to be cremated, no funeral. And then he set up a safeguard in case Facebook removes the post that it would like spam a bunch of certain people with a message version of this. So I think I saw this on my wall, so I don't think I got the DM. I'm sure he's not thinking, oh, T2 is super important. He's got to get this message out. But I thought he deserved, like, everyone to know that we have a T2 member that has fallen. Yeah, I would put some sad music behind this, but I don't want to get copyright flags. So just imagine Dust in the Wind and Who Wants to Live Forever by Queen in the background of this video. Yeah, get some help if you're having this problem. Maybe if I'd have read this message earlier, I could have helped him out. I don't know how, but geez. Yeah, Texas area was where he lived. near Houston. So if you live in Houston and you go to Walmart near there, you may have known this guy. I guess if you worked in the back, you probably wouldn't have known him. That's the thing. I don't feel like he had any social interaction. He was probably just like using Facebook as an outlet for all this trouble with his wife and his kids. Allegations. Maybe some of the allegations. Who knows if they're true or not? I don't know. Maybe he had deeper problems. But it is what it is. I don't know what else to say about it. T2 out.